place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today, we're here with our money mindset coach, Miss Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. And I wanted to know I've got my superhero shirt on, so I'm expecting to hear some superhero stuff today. Um, I want to give a shout out to our producer, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So, welcome to the show. Sit back, relax, and get ready to hear all the way from Toronto, Canada. Karen Bird. Hey, Coach.
Hi, everybody.
It's really good to see
Everybody.
you.
Today's Wednesday, and we talk about mindset and money. That's what we talk about, right?
Yes.
And the month of July, we're talking about refresh, reinventing yourself. Because sometimes we just go in a slump and we just, we
Mm,
can sit there, and the longer you're there, it's harder it is to get yourself up and out. And if feel like you've been failing for the first part of the year because you haven't been accomplishing what you want to accomplish, fear not, you got the other half. So let's work on that. So all this month we've been talking about that and refreshing yourself. Week one we speak on the whole refresh idea. Week two we speak on discovering you, and we skipped last week. So this week I'm bringing to you building on your tribe. And if you have a business, I know it starts with one single person, but you
mhm,
need a tribe. You need your cheerleaders. You need the people you can lean on. These are some of the questions I really ask when people come into my program, for them to find these people and have them in place. And I
mm,
encourage people to do this. If you feel like you have nobody in the world, go find new people. Because I'll tell you what, there come days when you need to speak to someone. If right now you can't have a coach, then you still need people. We need each other. So you need some cheerleaders. And yes, sometimes you got to buy them. Sorry, but sometimes you don't have to buy them. And it doesn't have to be with money. It could just be with a meal. It could be with, giving them something that they really want and need, and you can give it to them. Or somebody that you can swap out services with so that you can give it to them. And
mhm.
this is so important because we all fall down, we all get sick, we all, different things happen in our lives. And we need somebody who's going to call and investigate and see what's going on with us so that we can keep doing the great stuff we were put here
Amen.
to do.
It is good to have somebody to call on you, and
Yeah.
know that somebody misses you. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. And so when you go with that train of thought, right, in building your tribe, let's speak on. I'll speak a little bit on personal as I just did, but a little further, and then I'll speak about the business part. For personal, I establish, who to get and whatever. If you're married and you got a husband who is inclined to, and I want to say if he is inclined to, because I don't want you to spend your time beating a dead horse if he's the kind of husband that is not your cheerleader. You can just
Okay.
have to park him. Please, sorry, but just don't bother. It takes way too much energy. And if
Mhm.
you have children, all the same, young kids are easier. But if you have adult kids, sometimes they can't understand. And I have this happen with a client that this 69-year-old woman want to do something great again because as far as they're concerned, she's washed up. So I had said to her, don't tell anybody. Like, don't tell those people, right? Those
Yeah,
are not your people.
correct.
Tell them
Correct.
nothing.
Don't
The one
tell.
or two people that your church buddy, just somebody you could talk to, those are the people you want to tell, nobody else. Maybe you even, I remember when I had my last one, I had met a good friend at the library that I was encouraging her and she was encouraging me because,
Mhm.
she had a baby, I had a baby, and
Ah,
she had nobody to talk to. And I said, listen, I'm going to be your brace. And we were each other buddies, getting us through that time to make sure we're doing what we say we want to do. So you might have to find it that way. So let's talk the business part when I talk about cheerleader and that sort of stuff. For the business part of things, building your tribe, and one of the ways we build our tribe is by starting our own group on Facebook. I mean, there is LinkedIn group you can start to. There's Twitter group. There's groups any of the social media area. There's groups. So if you love building tribe, this is a good way. The thing I gotta say about groups though, You only want to do it if you want to spend time in the group. The group is your business. I understand it's not where the money's coming from right away, but building out your group is you building out your tribe. Physically, we get to build if we got a physical business. It to me is an easier tribe building. But when you're online, you have to strategically build your tribe. And I wish I'd known this before. This I'll say for myself. When you start a group, you want to get the right people in there. But because we want it to look like we have people, we'll just pull in everybody, which is not a good idea. Again, that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Try. It's not a good idea. So if you are in group and you see people asking certain questions and you know you can help them, those are the people you want to invite into your group. And I love that Facebook has allowed us to put questions so that we get to ask questions. For the people who apply for my group and don't want to answer those questions, I don't let them in. I mean, the other day I had over 25 people asking to come in my group, and I deleted everybody. I didn't approve them because out of the 25, only three people answered the questions, and I only let in those three people
Mm.
because
Mm.
I don't want a big number if you're gonna come in there and do nothing, right? I
That
want
makes
it
sense.
to
It's sort of like,
stay.
it's social media, and it's sort of like you're not friends with everybody at that level. You have acquaintances, you have people you wave at on the
Yes,
bus or whatever, and then you have people that you actually talk to on the phone or that you have over to the house.
yes.
Everybody doesn't get to come over to the house. Is
No.
that how we should be looking at these groups?
You really should. You really should. For you yourself, if you're going to a group, you need to know why you're going to a group. I was telling a group owner the other day, I said, I only really, when I check it in, 3 to 6 groups, that's it, the limit for me. Like anything past 6, I know I'm not going to do well in the groups because I can't do well. Also, when I go to a group and I see they got like 5, 10, 20,000 people in those groups,
Oh,
I leave. It's drowning. And it sucks. I went in a group and I feel like it sucked my energy. I'm not gonna lie.
well, my concern is I feel like, am I really going to get to know anybody in a group this large?
Right, right. And business about building up your business. Sorry, I know people do, everybody said get social, do this. Yeah, that's fine. But business is about making money in your company. And if you're not, you're giving away a lot of real estate and real estate looking at it in your time when
Yes.
you spend that part of your mind just fueling, and you can't really get it done.
Mhm.
One day I'll talk about group again, but really funneling and understanding that you're not getting there's none to measure. That's what I really want to say. There's none to measure. But when you
Uh-huh.
start your own group and you understand who you want in there, it's like building your email list. Your group and your email list to me is two important things for the online world. If I had to start over again, that's what I would tell everybody because that was my question when I wasn't feeling well. And I said, if I start over again, what would I tell somebody that is important? And if
Ah,
you really want to build a tribe, I would say start a group, but understanding these 10 fundamental things. And I wrote them down. And understanding about your email list and how you grow them and why you want those people there. And what are you willing to give away while you're preparing what you
mhm.
want to sell to them. Because one of the biggest goals is to sell to people, but to also help them now sell to their people. So
Mhm.
you have there's a two-step process. It's not only sell to somebody, it's oh my God, I sell, $100,000 and I'm feeling good. No, your job is to sell to them and then help them sell to their tribe. Because when
Ah,
you do that, you are really showing people that what you're teaching works. And that's what people want to know, right? That it works, right? So
yes. I
now
would
what am
hope
I buying the
so.
next program for?
Yes. I would hope that they would want to know that it works. You know what I'm
Right? We have the people who we can't do anything about. Let's face it.
saying?
They're buying to either copy or figure out how to make theirs look like yours. There's those people. We can't do anything about them. But the true people who coming in because they're like, I've got this great product, but I'm missing piece of the puzzle. And this program is going to help me settle down and figure out how to do it. And then there's the people who really is not believing that that this amount of time can
Mhm.
really, really multiply and give me what I want. It's like I work out half an hour a day, right? So, and I work at 6 days a week because I am wanting to lose some of my belly fat. Plain
Yes.
and simple. So I'm doing extra, right?
Yeah.
So that is giving me about what, 3 hours a day, 3 hours a week in workout total. That's what I can handle right now. That's what I am doing. If I wait to do an hour a day, I won't get it done. But a half
Mm.
an hour allow me to do it, even though I'm doing 6 days instead of the three. And I'm okay with it because I've decided in my mind that's what I need to do. Excuse me.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you have the cheerleaders now and they're in your group, they're in your list, they're railing up for you.
I'm all about the cheerleading.
What are you giving them to entertain them, to keep them positive, to keep them going? You got to take your product, whatever that is, and you have to dissect it and you
Hmm.
have to give them a taste of it because that's exactly what you're going to be selling to them. So you want to give them a taste of it and they're going to help you tweak it, what they like, what they don't like, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And when you give them a taste, now they'll want to know, the rest. Like, how do I do everything? Like for the people online, if you watch some people online, it seems like they're giving you everything. But honestly, if you took what they were giving you, you could really go do anything with it because they're giving you the shell. You know,
Mm.
you guys must seen chocolate, right? And so you put a balloon and you pour the chocolate over it, and you get that hollow. So
Yeah.
inside there's nothing. There's nothing in there, and you buy to get what they would have put in there.
Mm.
That's the way I'm
Mm.
describing it, where you can put in there. And you really and truly want to give your tribe, at least that's how I like doing it. I want to give my tribe something that if they did the work, they can go and make money so that now when I sell them a product, they actually have the money to buy it.
Mm.
That's
Hmm.
what I really want my tribe to be able to do. I want to encourage them to buy from me, but I also want to show them whatever I'm teaching, they can take it and actually use it to do something good. It's going to make you feel good as the person who's teaching it, and the people who's receiving it from you is going to feel good. And when you feel good, you're encouraged,
Yeah, sure.
and you want to do better and you want to grow your tribe. One of the biggest things with online business, it really puts a damper on you when you're not selling. It really make you feel like you're not good at what you can
Well,
do.
I think that's true in any business, whether you're sitting behind the counter waiting for somebody to come in the door, or whether you're sitting at a vending table, or whether you're monitoring the things that are going on online. You know
Yes.
what I mean? No sale is no sale.
No, yes, and it's daunting.
You know, face to face, feet to feet,
Yes.
or online.
Yes. Yes. It's daunting. And
Yes,
you're right. You're right. I've been to places where I was in the wrong crowd. And, I can feel it. Like I got there.
you
I
can
was,
hear it because there's crickets going on.
yeah. And there's tons of people, but nobody's buying. And you're thinking, if I only had this, if I only had that. And then a friend of mine had a booth there too. Remember, she's saying to me, Karen, I watch you, and the reason you didn't sell anything is because you weren't interactive with people. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, this is not the crowd for what I had. I knew this after the fact. Okay, so I'm gonna make the best of my day. I'm not gonna be miserable. She didn't know what I was doing, but I was busy. When somebody came to my table, I was asking them what they're looking for. I was taking
Yeah.
notes. I was,
See,
inquiring.
you
I
were operating a focus group.
Girl, because I was like, if I'm not gonna sell anything, at least I need to get something out of this, right? And it was a
Mhm.
2 day. I couldn't get out of it. I've signed up for it. I didn't want to not show up the second day, but I thought to myself, if I can gather some information, if I can take a poll with people, I'll get to see why I am not doing well. And it really, helped me. It helped me because I learned that when they finished with the conference and the lecture inside, they were so tired that they didn't care to stop at the table.
Ah, uh-huh.
Two, it's not because they didn't have money to buy. They didn't care. Okay. But I end up selling the second day. When I went inside where the conference was going on, I leave my booth and the ladies are sitting and talking. I sat at the back. I talked to two of them. I said, I got pajamas outside and it was a midwife conference. And I said, I would think this would be like the perfect thing. Like, we start talking. She goes, you got pajamas? I never noticed any. Well, girl, I sold 3 pajamas, but she told two
And
other
how
people.
about this? This is the perfect push gift for someone who's expecting.
Right? But then she wasn't thinking, and she said, "You know what it is? After all this information from the lecture, I just want to go home and put up my feet." Honestly, I was like, I couldn't see what was happening outside.
Oh, and see, this is why women talk, because now I see what we should have been giving away were maybe um, samples of stuff to soak your feet. People would have stopped and picked that up and said, "Oh, and you got what are these pajamas?"
Exactly.
So if
Exactly.
those had been on the table, little samples of
Yes. Yes.
that
Yes.
you could have made at home.
Exactly. But
I
I
mean,
didn't know. I didn't know. And it's talking to her
because
that, yeah, right?
yeah, and I'm thinking about this because I was just at a conference and had a similar experience with vending.
Hmm.
I'm thinking, oh, that would have made sense. But now that you're talking about it, I could connect with what do they really want, because they were coming in and out and they were in these meetings all day.
Yep. For
Yeah.
tired, their mind is foggy, they didn't care. But because I talked to those 3 ladies, and they went and they bought for me, then they told she said to me, one of the women said, "You see that woman there? I want you to really talk with her because she's the head of I can't remember what, but she wants receiving blankets, and we used to do 36 by 36, and she came, she said, if I can get a 42, I'll be your girl." And I was like, I could make 42.
Absolutely. The question is, when do you need them?
Yeah. And she ordered and she paid on the spot. And all I did was ship it out to her. I was like, but if I had sat there and just cried about not making back my
And
money,
whined and complained
I wouldn't have made a penny.
and looked sour.
Yes.
This is the thing, like you can tell when people are not selling when you're at a vending event,
Hmm.
a lot of times because of the expression on their
Yes.
face.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but like you said, maybe there's something greater there that you won't discover because you're
Yep.
ruminating over what's not happening.
Right, right. And I know it's a difficult. I want, if you're listening to this replay, to understand it. I get it that it's difficult when you're not making money to have the mind to go after something else. This is when you stretch yourself, and this is when you really become a business owner. That you're not worrying with what's presently in front of you. You're worrying about what could be. A business owner, an entrepreneur, we are dreamers. We are looking at what could be, what could happen. This is why every program I write has dreaming in there. This is about what could happen. The reason you're not writing on your Facebook page, not when you're sick, I get that, and you're not setting up things, is because those things that you're doing right now, you can see the benefit of it. And you got to understand business is a long game, it's not a short game. It is
Mm.
not relay. It is not you run and you're done. No, it's the long run. It's those long miles that you have to go. So what you're building today is going to pay you a lot of tomorrows. And that's how you do. Everybody who built a YouTube channel did not get paid on day one. They built it for a year or two. They understood that. If it means you have to stay in your job for a year while you building, that's what you do. If it means you come in on Facebook and post it, that's what you do. You gotta understand it's a long game. When you want the short game, and trust me, I love a short game. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But I had to understand it's the long game. So my goal has always been, okay, what do I do in my short game while I'm waiting on the long game? And
Right.
that's where my side hustles come in. That's where my side hustles come in. Because side hustles give you it right away. But careful, side hustles lots of time does not end up being the long game. It's not sustainable. It's
Mhm.
too takes too much out of you at times. So you have to really decide, I am going to do this for this amount of time. And when this other thing take over, I'm going to let that one go. And sometimes it's hard to let it go, but this is where teaching come into place. When you're ready to let it go, make sure you've been taking notes, make sure you've been journaling, make sure you've been writing down your processes, because now you take all that experience and you sell it to somebody so they can go do it.
Well, you know what? I do want to give a shout out because we have some viewers in here. We got Pat in here from North Carolina, Carlos,
Hi, Papi Carlos.
and we got Tora in the house.
Oh my God, Tora's been running. Tora. God, I've been watching you. Okay.
Girl, I sent her a message this morning. You go, Tora. Tora
Yes.
is running marathons, and you were talking about running. I'm like, this is an excellent time to give her a shout out and encourage her. Girl, you are fabulous.
Yes.
We're at tourist break, so if you get a chance, guys, follow her. She,
Yeah, she's been doing her thing. I've been watching her. I've been talking about doing a 5K, and then Tara's doing it. I'm like, girl, you go. I'm gonna get there. I'm not there yet, but you go. I'm running right beside you in spirit.
Tora, I'm praying for you because I know, but I'm walking, Tora. I want you to know. So here's the deal: we're all in training for our business marathon,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that's what you're doing. And you can't give up when you feel like you can't go no more. Do the one stitch if you're at your machine. Write the one blog, write a paragraph of the one blog that you want to write. Get in your group and just get something and post it if you have a group. Just that so that they remember that you're still here. Life is just happening to you at the moment. Take
Hmm.
a picture of a flower. It's summer. Post it. Meet somebody in the supermarket. Talk to them. Whatever came out of that conversation, write it down. Come and talk about it. Spin it so it involves your business. So you're talking about everyday life and your business. Everybody understands everyday life. I don't care where you are and what you do. You understand everyday life. It doesn't matter what country you're in. You understand everyday life, and some part of it you can relate to.
Hmm.
Some part of it is relatable for you. And if you at this refresh stage and you're wondering, well, I'm refreshing, but refreshing to what? Everything I've tried have failed. Everything I've done didn't work for me. Okay, take a step back. What it is you really and truly love to do. And if at the moment you can do it, what comes second? Because most of us have a first, a second, and a third thing that we really truly love to do. I mean, I can't pick one. Pick
Hmm.
one. Pick one, and you will see that you can get back to the other two. Trust me on this. Pick one. Pick one. Be certain about that one. Work that one. Argue with that one. Make sure that you beat it down to death. That is something you really and truly can do before you put it aside. Because sometimes the very thing that we think we can do is the very thing we should do because it might be there to teach us something to get us to the one we really and truly want to
Yes, we may just be in training.
do. You have to investigate you. I tell you, you have to investigate you. That's what therapists do. That's what coaches do. We investigate you. We push you forward. We see things for you that you haven't seen yet for yourself, but we know that you can accomplish it. So we push you. We push you out of your comfort zone. You gotta get out of your comfort zone. I'm a kind of girl who color within the lines. I'm not an out of the line person. Let me just tell you, I like things to be neat and tidy. That's my personality. I like to tie things up neatly. And so when things are out of whack, it really freaks me out. I feel like I feel paralyzed. And I had to walk myself out of that being because all it is me trying to be in control of everything, and I can't be in control of everything. So,
Yeah, I think, okay, for me, I need to know what the process is. And I need to make the process simple enough for people to understand. Like if I'm working with a customer or I like to be able to say, okay, here's step one, you push button A, here's step two, you push button B, here's step three, you smile, just so that they can walk through it and come back and pick it up and do it again until they really get it down so that it just flows. Um, but I must have the steps. You know what I'm saying? And
I
I guess
understand. I understand what you're saying, Carrie. But sometimes, if you don't make step one or two, you don't get step three. So,
exactly.
in the processes, at times, and I used to be like that. In the process of understanding step one, even though you don't have this answer to step two, you sometimes still have to start when it don't look and it don't
Well,
present.
I understand that, but I'm talking about when I'm giving people instruction
Okay,
and
I
support
got
and
it
help.
now. Yeah,
I tend to write it in such a way and try to explain it in such a way to use analogies that they understand,
right. Makes sense.
examples that
Yes.
they can relate to,
Yeah.
so they understand why they need to push button A because it's not going to turn on him.
It's true. People want to know. A case in point, a girl brought me two tops and she wanted me to turn it into a dress.
Okay.
Look, I've got all kind of people that come see me, okay? They
I'm
don't have a
feeling you. I
position.
am feeling you. And I'm sending all of mine to you. Go
And she came and she, I know it's in her head, but what she's showing me just wouldn't look good on her. I'm gonna make it look bumpy. You wouldn't look smooth or whatever. And I get it. So I had to let her put it on and walk her through the journey so that she can actually see for herself. So what I let her do is put both of the dress on and see how silly it looked. So see how silly it looked. And then I had to walk her through what made sense for her body type and make it look good.
And I think a lot of times in our businesses, we don't realize that we're going to have to do some social work, some mothering, some guidance and direction because everybody didn't get the same information.
Yep. Yes. They didn't know how. And I know now I'm not surprised. Everybody come at me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I so you don't get this. So let me tell you it in a different way. But before I used to be like shocked, like, how come you don't know?
Exactly.
I used to be like, what? You don't know that? That's so simple.
Girl, please.
But
And
I've learned to pull back and say, okay, tell me what you're seeing, what you're envisioning, and tell me why you think it wouldn't work, why you think this would work, whatever the situation. And when they give me their scenario, then I'm able to go in and tell them why, you know, this or that.
exactly.
But
I mean, just the other day we were talking about table settings, and someone would say, "Well, I don't understand what to use." I said, "Well, you just start from the outside in, you know." As okay, oh, okay, you know what I mean. So
yeah, you make it simple so they understand you're not giving them all this verbiage that makes no sense in their
this is
head.
for fork, and
People just glaze over that,
this
right?
is for hors d'oeuvres, and this is for salad, and this is for soup over here, and this, you know what I mean?
They didn't go to etiquette class and leave the people alone. I had a professor that was her business. She taught kids etiquette class, and she said what she was noticing that the kids she had, the parents would hoover, and that's how she business escalated because she started asking the parents, "Do you want to take the class?" Like honestly, do you want to take the class? She said the first round she had 12 parents just showed up and like,
Yes,
we're ready.
because once you get into the world of business, you're going to all these dinners, you're representing the company, and you're waiting to see which fork do I use for the shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
Because they didn't use their fingers. Which one goes in the peanut bowl? Where is the spoon for the peanut bowl?
Right? Oh my God, we got a dish Korean roti. We got a dish called red roti here. You guys might have known it, right? And I went to this function, and usually you eat it with your hand, but at the table there's no way. So I pick up my knife and fork, and when I rose my head, everybody was like watching because there's no way I'm gonna eat it with my hand. We're all dressed in these wonderful clothing, like
Listen, I'm having this game night at my house, and it sort of rotates around. And when they come to my house, I've got spoons in the peanuts. Okay,
nobody's putting their hands in there.
peanuts.
Oh my gosh.
Spoons in the loose. If the candy's loose, spoons in there. Come on,
Yeah.
people.
We don't want anybody to put their hands in that. It's like double dipping. We don't want this stuff. Okay?
Exactly,
One of
exactly.
my pet peeves.
Well, back to the theme here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Oh,
anyway, since we're getting down to the wire, let's wrap this back up. Today,
okay.
we talk about building your tribe. And
Mhm.
you need to build your tribe because a couple of weeks ago, we talked about finding you once you understand you and how you work and what make you smile, as Terry loves to say. Your heart don't get a pattern, then you are working in your genius. And let me tell you, it's less stressful when you're working from that place. It's just less stressful. You might want to fight me on it, but I beg of you, it's less stressful when you're coming from that place because you're able to offer the best of you. You're able to serve people in a better manner and you're not fighting it. Even when it's not working, you're like, well, what can I tweak to make it work? Where am I veering off? Because if I'm working from my foundation, from my roots, why isn't this working? You'll see, you'll know. Even when you want to fight it, you know. Okay? And when you build your tribe and you have those people in there, they like what you're doing. That's why they're there with you. Don't
Mhm.
fight them on it. Don't send them off somewhere else. Serve them. Serve your tribe. I tell you guys over and over, I build my business from nothing into anything that I have. And I've always built tribes. I just didn't have to call them tribes. My customers, my clients, my friends. That's how I've built it. You need people to cheer you on. Those same four set of people are your cheerleaders. So treat them well. Those are the people who's going to send you new people. They're going to talk about you when you treat them well. That's why you got to treat them well. They're going to cheer you on. Don't dismiss them. A $10 spent with you, behave like it was $1 million spent with you. Don't dismiss the $10 that was spent with you. Most people spend $10 with me, and I treat them like they spent $100 with me. There's a conversation behind it.
Mhm.
More than likely, when they leave, they came to spend 10. They might spend 120.
And when you are talking to someone, you're comfortable with them, you begin to trust them and in turn trust the product.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Even when you're messing up, because let's face it, when you first did a product, first course, a first pans, whatever you're doing, you're not feeling as confident. When that person say to you, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did this for me," then you start feeling more confident in yourself. But how you treat them is going to allow them to speak up. Because remember, we're dealing with people, we don't know if it's an introvert or extrovert when we meet them. We just don't know. So you want to really nurture that so that they feel comfortable to have this conversation with you. You really want to help them. When you help them, they'll also help you. And they help you in helping you grow your business. This is not a one sided affair. You help them and they help you. That's how it works in any and every business.
There you go. Wow. So what did we learn today, Karen? We learned we need to build our tribe in order to build our business,
Mhm.
and that tribe needs to be relevant.
Definitely, definitely need to be relevant, and
Yeah.
you need to understand you're going to do a lot of. It seems like free work
Mhm.
that you're doing before you're paid, and so that's why I'm going to round it off and say this. That's why when people ask you what an hour you work for, you really have to start building in what it costs your project, what kind of benefits you want out of the project versus per hour. Per hour limits you financially, whether you understand this or not, it really does. And it gets you really upset because you can't get paid for all the hours you had put in before if you're getting paid by the hour. Or when it's a project base, you understand this is what the project gives me. This is what I get out of the project. I'm
Mhm.
not going to get into how much you get paid. That's a different story. And I've spoken on that before, and I probably might bring it around again, but right now that's what I'm talking about. Building your tribe, understanding it. It's like setting up yourself to work per day. Stop worrying about how much I do in half an hour. If you chunk it with the results you want to get from that 2 or 3 hours, it's way more beneficial than a half an hour work. At least that's what I find. I love chunking work. I love saying when I get up, oh, I wrote two blogs and I wrote 2 chapters of my book, or I send a proposal, or I feel like I've accomplished,
Mhm.
versus saying I do 30 minutes. All right, guys, that's what I got for today.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you for spending time with us. We know you could have spent your time anywhere, but you chose to talk with us, and we want to thank you for that. If you're watching on the replay, be sure to put your questions in. We will get back to you. Also, we just want to thank Coach Karen. She can be found anywhere on the web under Island Girl Hustle. So make sure that you follow her. She's always got some great nuggets for us in terms of how to get our mind wrapped around our money. And
Mhm.
today she's been talking about build your tribe. So, with that, I just want to thank you and remind you, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be talking with Robin Shamisi with Happy, oh, Happy Healthy Habits
Habit.
with Robin Shimizu. I mean that anyway, alliteration always gets me. At any rate, we'll be here tomorrow with Robin and her guests. And then Friday we will be talking tech with the Tech Divas in English. So don't be scared. Come on back, tune in. We'll see you here on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Have a great day. Hey Fran, thanks for everything. Bye bye everyone.
Bye bye.